Hello YouTube, AndrewTheRed here. This is January 2014 new books. I just have a few. I've got history, which you see now. I've got a couple literature, a few philosophy, and a few politics. So this is history. I've got them in chronological order again. So this is History of Rome by Michael Grant. I've got lots of Michael Grant. I probably don't need any more Michael Grant. Or even ancient history. I've got lots on Rome and lots on Greece. Here's a book on France, 1848, the Revolution of the Intellectuals. Thought that might be interesting. I think, like I've said before in other videos, France had a similar revolution to the U.S. in terms of freedom, but it really got twisted and led to the death of a lot of people, although I guess you could argue that so did the Civil War. But here's a book on the Russian Revolution. So this is early 20th century. I thought that might be interesting. Another book on Russia, History of Russia, General History. So I've got other ones like this, these mentor ones. So that's kind of a nice set. Here's Volume 3 of The Americans by Daniel J. Boorstin. So the democratic experience. So the other two are the colonial experience and the national experience, and this is the third volume. Here's A History of Knowledge by Charles Van Doren. Very good author. So that should be a pretty nice survey. And of course it's got the that painting up there, the great debate between Aristotle and Plato. And here's what I really want to show you. So I got this for Christmas actually. When I added this on Goodreads, I had to add it. No one else had added it. It's a revised and updated edition for 2013. New York Times front pages from 1851. And I've gone through, and not the whole thing, but I've marked a few of them to show you, just to show you what's in here. So I've got in here, what is this? This is 1865. Union Victory. So this actually has the newspaper from that era. It says here, Union Victory. Peace. Surrender of General Lee and his whole army. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'll show you some more though. Here's the Great Chicago Fire, and it shows, let me see, Chicago River, and I don't really see any streets. I guess there's some streets. Washington. It's kind of hard to see, but this shows what burned down. This is a city in ruins. Terrible devastation of Chicago. This is 1871. Okay, here's another one. Let's see. This is 1886. Oh, I think I just have this because of here. On the side here of the New York Times, it says, "Vote for Roosevelt. Don't throw your vote away on Hewitt." I just thought that was interesting that a New York Times would not be objective and would commit to a candidate and be political, but I think most people now know that media is not objective and that for the most part they're biased in one way or the other. Here is 1902, Queen Victoria. This is why I flagged this one. Queen Victoria dead, 1902. And so there's some stuff on that. One more. Here is 1908. I'm trying to find why I flagged this one. Oh, I know what it is. I don't know. It's this big thing here. I looked at it at the first, and I didn't clue in that this was it. First wireless press message across the Atlantic. This is 1907. So there's a bit on that. I thought that was neat to see, and I got one more here flagged. And this is here. What's this? What does this look like? Titanic sinks 4 hours after hitting iceberg. 866 rescued by Carpathia. I guess that's another boat. Probably 1250 perished. And it's got here, this is 1912. And there's the captain. Went down with the ship, I believe. And it heads here. Can you imagine? This is 1912. You knew someone that went on the Titanic for a wonderful vacation. And this was the ship that would never sink. And you look in the paper, and here are some names of people that they know survived. And you're looking at all these names, trying to find if your sister or mother or brother or whatever survived. Like, just, can you imagine? So it says this is a partial list of survivors. Partial list of survivors among the first class passengers of the Titanic. So I thought that's really neat. And there's more. This is only 1912, so we're going to get into World War I. There's a picture of Roosevelt there. That's the first Roosevelt, not the second one. So we'll get into World War I. We'll get into World War II. All that stuff's in here. There's actually a really neat page. I'm not going to find it now, but there's a neat page on the surrender of Japan. And that's probably what, when I was looking at it in the store, that's what made me want to ask for it for Christmas. So anyways, I think that's really neat. It's a pretty giant book. It's essentially a coffee table book. You put it on your coffee table and people can flip through it. So, okay, that's it for history. Next will be a very brief literature section.